Happy New Year's, YouTube. T-Moves here. Now, 2019 saw a pretty decent year for, it's not ringing, so, alright. So it's ringing. Sorry, guys. Anyway, 2019 saw a pretty good year of, TV shows, whether it's TV comedies, TV dramas. So, today I'm going to do my top 10 favorite new TV comedies of the year. And next video, I'm going to do my top 10 favorite, new TV dramas. So, anyway, with that being said, here's my comedy list. Alright. Coming in at number 10, I'm going to add this, sadly the show got canceled, but it was actually pretty good. And that's a show called No Good Nick. Now, No Good Nick, I guess you could say, felt a little bit like those Disney and Nickelodeon shows, but it was actually pretty solid. Like, I could kind of see why they decided to premiere this on Netflix instead of Nickelodeon or Disney, because it did have more adult fare than you'll normally see from a Disney or a Nickelodeon show. But I kind of wish they did premiere this on Nickelodeon. Then you could say, No Good Nick premiering on Nick. But anyway, now in No Good Nick, it's about this 13-year-old named Nick, whose dad is in like jail and all, and so she wants to try to get him out. So she ends up conning this family named the Thompson family, and she ends up pretending like she's their She ends up pretending that she's like their distant relative and all that, and to get money from them and really con them. Now the show didn't really last long; it only lasted for one season, but it was actually pretty good. I thought the one who played the actress, the character of Nick, the actress name is Sienna Agadong. I thought she was pretty great. The movie had some heart in it as well. You also had Sean Astin and Melissa Joan Hart was in this. The one who plays like the other youngsters was pretty good. I really got a kick out of No Good Nick, and if you guys haven't seen it, it's part 2 of season 1 is on Netflix and on. Go check it out. No Good Nick was pretty decent. Alright, coming in at number 9, I'm gonna add this show called The Other Two. Now on the show The Other Two, it's a Comedy Central show, and it's about this gay aspiring actor named Carrie, played by Drew Tarver, and his sister Brooke, played by Helene York, who's this professional dancer, try to find their place in the world of entertainment, while and their younger brother ends up becoming this Justin Bieber like wannabe named Chase, and he's pretty much like, I guess you could say he is a bit like Justin Bieber in a way, because he got famous from like the internet and all that. It's actually pretty solid. I really think the show is really hilarious. You also had Molly Shannon was also in this. You had Richard Kind was on the show. Yeah, it's a pretty decent, funny, clever show. And it is pretty cool seeing Comedy Central do like a lot of other cool stuff. I mean, Broad City, of course, just ended, and of course, Comedy Central's best show that's been lasting longer than ever is, of course, South Park. But Comedy Central has been putting out some other interesting shows like Workaholics was a hit, Broad City. They have that new Aquafina show coming. So Comedy Central could be pretty decent when it wants to be, and The Other Two is pretty solid.
Juan just here?
Alright, coming in at number 8, I'm gonna add the show, the new Disney Plus show, High School Musical, the series, or I should say High School Musical, the musical, the series. Now, anyway, High School Musical, the musical, the series, which the names always choke me off, but it's where, of course, these kids at the school that High School Musical was shot ends up deciding to make have a play of High School Musical at their school where High School Musical was shot, and I really got a kick out of it. It's actually much better than it has any intention being. Like I said, it is a Disney Plus show. Of course, you got Joshua Bassett, who plays like the Zac Efron like character named named Rick, who ends up. Sorry for that. Anyway, of course, Rick ends up getting the role of Troy Bolton. You got Olivia Rodrigo, who plays his on again, off again love interest named Nene, who ends up scoring the role of Gabriella. You got some other really good cast members like EJ. Some really interesting characters here. You also had Kate Randers, who plays the drama teacher who ends up becoming like the who appeared in like the original High School Musical film, but she ends up being one of the directors of the of High School Musical play. She's pretty good on the show, and the other cast, it has great music in it. And last episode we just had Lucas Grable. That was pretty cool seeing him pop on us. So, and we do got season 2 coming next year, so should be interesting to see where season 2 is going to take us. But yeah, High School Musical, the series, I was mispronounced the whole name, but it's actually pretty solid. It has funny parts, it has dramatic parts, so I still consider it as a comedy. So, all right. Coming in at number 7, I'm gonna add Doom Patrol. Now, I guess most people will say this is more of a drama than just a straight-up comedy. It's actually more funnier than expected, especially with Alan Tudyk's Mr. Nobody character. He is, I guess you could say, DC's Deadpool in a way, because he breaks the fourth wall and all. I really like the Mr. Nobody character, and Mr. Robot character played by Brandon Fraser, such a scene stealer. Crazy Jane steals lots of scenes on the show. So if you really want to look at it, this is definitely a comedy. It has dramatic, serious moments, yes. But for most part, I really laughed throughout in lots of episodes. I think it's a pretty clever show. It is a DC Universe show, but season 2 is going to go to HBO Max instead of DC Universe, so there's that. But yeah, I really got to kick out Doom Patrol. It's a really hilarious show, and definitely go check it out. Alright. Coming in at number 6, I'm gonna add the Netflix show Russian Doll. Now, this just scored loads of award recognitions, it of course scored a couple of Emmy awards, and Natasha Lyonne, plays this woman named Nadia who on her 36th birthday ends up being struck and killed by a car, and finds herself alive, and it's kind of like that movie Happy Death Day or Groundhog Day. She ends up getting killed, but she ends up reliving the same day over and over. Then she ends up finding out that there's other people with the same problem. Russian Doll is really clever. It's hilarious. It's also produced by Amy Poehler, so there's that too. Natasha Lyonne, Leon coming off of who I've always adored ever since American Pie. But Natasha Lyonne is hilarious on the show. She's really great. So if you guys haven't really seen Russian Doll, it's on Netflix. Give that show a shot. Coming in at number 5, I'm going to add Mixed-ish. Now, Mixed-ish is really like a prequel to Blackish, if you really want to look at it that way. And it features this actress named Erica Hamel, who plays the young version of Bo. You've got Tika Summer and Zach Morris himself, Mark Paul Glaucier, who plays her parents. The one who plays Bo's siblings in this are pretty hilarious. The one who plays Bo's aunt is such a scene stealer. You got Gary Cole who plays Bo's grandfather. You've got Tracy Ellis Ross who really narrates the show if you want. Yeah, she of course narrates the show. Kind of like how with the with that show Young Sheldon, where grown-up Sheldon is narrating the show based on Young Sheldon. Yeah, I mean, Mix is just pretty hilarious. It's clever. It talks about race culture in the 80s and all. I really got a kick out of the show. I mean, it's not as great as Blackish, but I probably prefer. Like, if I do my ranking, I'll probably add Blackish at number 1, Mixes will be number 2, and Grownish will be up there at number 3. So, I wonder if we're going to get a spin-off featuring Andre. I won't be surprised if we get that. I don't know what that will be called, but anyway. Alright. Coming in at number 4, I'm going to add the show called Dechime. Now, Dechime stars Christina Applegate, Linda Cardellini. You've got James Marsden in this. And it's where it features a friendship that blossomed between Jen, played by Applegate, and Judy, played by Cardellini. And you got Jen, who's this recently widowed real estate agent who's trying to whose husband ends up dying. But this might be a bit of a spoiler, but the show premiered back in May, so if you still haven't seen it, you probably has no intention on seeing it. But Judy, played by Cardellini, ends up accidentally killing the husband. So her and Cardellini's on-screen husband, played by James Marsden, ends up killing Jen's husband. So Judy feels bad about. So Judy ends up finding her and being friends with her and all that. And it's a pretty clever show. The last season kind of had a bit of a cliffhanger, which I thought was a really decent cliffhanger. James Marsden was pretty great in this. Linda Cardellini, that woman just never ages. Linda Cardellini still looks good. Christina Applegate, who also never ages. I mean, come on, Married with Children. Who doesn't love Christina Applegate? Anyway, yeah, Dechime is really clever. It's funny, hilarious. It's a really nice. It is a bit of a dark comedy, so there's that. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen Dechime, it's on Netflix. Go check it out. And season 2 premieres, not really sure when it premieres, but sometime in 2020. Alright, coming in at number 3, this show also got canceled, which is pretty disappointing to know. But number 3, it is Wayne. Now, Wayne stars this actor named Mark McKenna, who plays the title role of Wayne, whose dad ends up, dying, and so he decides to travel with his new crush named Dell, played by Sierra Bravo, to travel to take back his dad's 1979 Platonic Trans Am that was stolen by his father before he died in her. And I guess you could say it's like a American version of that show. That Netflix show, The End of the World? It's kind of like an American version of that in a way. It's actually pretty solid. Mark plays Wayne just perfectly. Sierra Bravo is amazing. I think the ones who really saw lots of scenes on this show is the one who plays Sierra's on-screen brothers, who look who remind me of a mix of Mark Wahlberg and Joe Pesci in a weird way. This show, of course, takes place in Boston, so there's that. Yeah, Wayne is a very violent show. I mean, it is from the same people who gave us Deadpool, so obviously it's going to be pretty violent. It's hilarious. I mean, has lots of heart. It was also a YouTube show. Tragically, it got canceled way too soon, and hopefully it'll come back down the line, because Wayne is really hilarious. And if you guys haven't really seen Wayne, definitely go check the show out. Alright. Coming in at number 2 is another DC show, and that is Harley Quinn. Now, Harley Quinn is the R-rated animated Harley Quinn show on DC Universe, featuring the voice of Kaley Cuoco as the title role. Harley Quinn is hands down awesome. This show is violent, it's very funny, raunchy. I mean, it's like a female Deadpool if you look at it. Well, I guess Harley Quinn could be a bit like a female Deadpool. Here she's a bit like an anti-hero. I mean, out of all the shows on that DC Universe, between Doom Patrol, Titans, my favorite is probably Harley Quinn. It's just such a downright awesome show. It holds no bars. It's the best show on that streaming service. And come on, you also got Alan Tudyk is also in this, so he has a thing with DC. You got Lake Bell as Poison Ivy. Dietrich Bader voices the role of Batman / Bruce Wayne. you have you got Giancarlo Esposito voiced Lex Luthor. It's really awesome. And yeah, if you guys haven't really seen the Harley Quinn show, do yourself a favor, go check it out. It's probably one of the funniest animated shows I've seen all year. All right, now my favorite comedy, new comedy of 2019, obviously goes to a Hulu show, and that is Pen 15. Now, Pen 15 stars Maya Erskine and Anna Naka, who plays like a 13-year-old versions of themselves. And I mean, Anna and Maya are actually in real life they're dirty something. I think they're in their early 30s, if I'm not mistaken. In this, they end up actually playing like 13-year-old versions of themselves, and I think that's pretty clever right there. I mean, I guess they probably just missed their middle school years and all. But Pen 15 is really hilarious. Jimmy is probably Hulu's best show in my opinion. It's really funny. I really quite love Pen 15, and season 2 is coming out. I think somewhere down in 2020. I can't remember if they actually announced this season 2. I got them checked out. But Pen 15 is hands down one of the best, one of the funniest shows of the year. And come on, you also got not to mention Maya's real life grandfather also played grandfather. Maya's real life grandmother, I meant to say, plays her grandmother on this, so it has a family affair too. You also got Richard Kind. Definitely, and the chemistry between Maya and Anna is amazing, so definitely go check out Pen 15 if you guys haven't seen that. And cannot wait to check out season 2. Alright, that's pretty much it. Alright, let me do the quick rundown. 10, No Good Neck. 9, the other two. 8, High School Musical, the series. 7, Doom Patrol. 6, Russian Doll. 5, Mixer. 4, Dead to Me. 3, Wayne. 2, Harley Quinn. And 1 is Pen 15. Now, there's loads of other ones I probably could have added. Another Hulu show, that Dollface series with Kat Dennings is pretty decent. Let's see. Miracle Workers was alright. Schooled was pretty decent. Let's see. Weird City, that's like one of the weirdest shows I've seen all year. Turn Up Charlie, which Idris Elba was pretty decent. Family Reunion was pretty good. Miss Fletcher with Katherine Hahn. Living with Yourself with Paul Rudd's pretty good. Let's see. Why Women Kill, that was a pretty good one. Tacoma FD from the which is like Super Troopers but with firefighters. That was actually pretty funny. So let me leave it to you guys. What happens to some of your favorite new comedy series of 2019? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This is Tv Movies signing off.